Hi everyone, this is Jiggie, a portrait and wedding photographer from the Philippines, and welcome to the channel. So in this video, I'm going to show you how I used one speed light off camera to create these images. So before anything else, if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel and would want to learn more about off-camera flash photography or maybe just photography in general, then this channel may be for you. So if you want to see more videos like this, please do subscribe to the channel, and while you're at it, click that notification bell so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. And if you want to see some of the images that I've created, you could always follow me on Instagram. It's at Jiggie Alejandrino. So here we are again in my small home studio, and this is basically all you need in order for you to create the image that I showed you earlier. So let's start off with my shooting area. This is approximately 2 meters wide and 3.5 meters deep. Now, I won't really be using the entire space, so you could do this in a smaller space. Now, I also have here a 5-foot by 7-foot hand-painted backdrop from Kate Backdrop. It's held in place using this one. These are Manfrotto auto poles with just a background bar that's holding the background up. Okay, so what light will I be using today? Of course, my ever-dependable Sony f60RM. This Sony f60RM will be remotely controlled using this one, the Sony WRC1M. This is going to be your trigger that I will put on top of my camera in order for me to be able to remotely control this flash from my camera. Okay? Now, this Sony f60RM will be mounted on this flash mount. This is the Photic Cerberus. The reason why I like this Photic Cerberus is, number one, it comes with a Bowens mount. The Bowens mount is basically one of the most universal mounts for modifiers. And the way to install this flash is just via a clamp here in the back. Okay, so that's how we put it. Now, what modifier are we going to be using? The modifier that I chose for today's shoot is this one. This is a Photic Raja Deep Octa 60cm. One of the things that I love about this Photic Raja is how easy it is to actually put together. So all you have to do is basically put your hand in. It's like an umbrella. Push it down, and there we go. We're good to go. Now, I also have the grid installed so that I can control the spill of the light and make it more dramatic. So as I said earlier, this Photic Cerberus is a Bowens mount. It's a female mount, and this is your Bowens male mount. So all you have to do now is put this on the Cerberus like so, and lock it into place. Then we're good to go. So this one I will be putting somewhere here. Okay, so now let's get onto my camera system. So the camera that I'm using is my Sony a7R Mark IV, and the lens is a 24-70 2.8 GM, and I think I will be shooting within the 70mm range, so it's a good half body range, or maybe about a shot from here to the top of the head, so I won't get any distortion. Now let's go to my settings. I've actually set my camera to 1/250 f2.8 ISO 100 for this particular reason. I am actually removing all existing ambient light, as you can see now. And of course, I am recording everything here in my Atomos Ninja V. And the reason why I'm doing that is so that I can show you guys a live view of what my camera is seeing and actually showing you the images straight out of camera. So all the images that you are about to see now is basically straight out of camera again, or SOOC, unless stated otherwise. So right now you could see that actually all existing ambient light is already non-existent. If I adjust my shutter speed like so, you will see that ambient light will start coming in, which I don't want to do because I want all my light coming from the light that's being emitted by my Sony f60RM through the Photic Raja Deep 60. So I will put it at 250, 1/250, because that is also the flash sync speed of my camera. Now I set my aperture at f2.8 because I want a little bit of bokeh, or I want a little bit of softness in the background. So now let me turn on my trigger, which will then disable live view. This Sony cameras actually, or most mirrorless cameras, come with what you call live view. In other words, you are actually seeing the exposure that you set in your camera. But the downside of that one, in this case, the exposure is completely dark, I won't be able to see anything. That's why when I turn on my trigger, it will automatically disable live view so that I can actually see what I'm shooting, okay? So what's my flash power? My flash power right now is set at 1/8 power. This is basically in group A, so I have no other flash system connected now, or I have no other flash connected, so everything is off except for this one, which is group A. Okay, so with that out of the way, I think it's time to call in my wife, who will be our model again for today. Babe, come on in. Hi, babe. As usual, you look fantastic. And again, we would like to thank our friend Mela Jimenez for virtually assisting Coco put on her makeup for today's shoot. All right. Hi, babe. Okay, so let's see how this one will turn out. Again, I will show you how it looks like without flash. I will turn off my trigger. I'll take one shot. There, it's completely dark. Okay, now turning on my flash, live view will be removed, and then I will also show you now how it looks like overexposed. Let's maybe put the flash to 1/2 power, and let's take a test shot. Can you lean forward, babe? There. Slouch a bit. Maybe there. Oh, that's perfect. So there, my image is overexposed, and one thing that I would want to reiterate is that the moment that you've set your settings in your camera when you're doing off-camera flash work, if your image is overexposed, you don't touch anymore your ISO, your shutter speed, or your aperture, rather just change your flash power. So in this case, let's maybe bring it down to 132 power and take one more test shot. And that one is an underexposed image. So let's bring it back now to 1/8, which is the properly exposed image, all right? There, I think that one I like already. Now, one last thing, my white balance. My white balance is set at 5600 Kelvin because my flash are rated, the light coming from my flash is rated at 5600 Kelvin. And another thing, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I am actually shooting in AFC. In other words, continuous shooting or continuous focusing, because I am just pressing the AF on here in the back. And the moment I do that, look, it automatically detects the eye of Coco and it just follows her. Babe, can you move around? There, see? It just follows her. That's the power of the Sony camera. Okay? All right, so except that now we're not shooting a Sony camera. I don't know if I'm going to get into trouble with this, but I'm shooting one of my old vintage cameras. All right? Okay. Okay, babe, let's get into your pose. The concept for this one is Coco just being a photographer, a vintage photographer. So let's do that. All right, lean forward a bit more. Bring up your left hand. No, sorry, lean forward going here. There. Okay. Very nice. Oh, I like that. Can you slightly move going here? There. Then lean forward. Some more? There. Perfect. Oh, I love that. Oh, perfect. Can you face the camera a bit towards me? No, no, not you, the camera. Yeah. No, just the camera. The camera. Yes. There. Tilt your head this way. Bring the camera down a bit. Good. Very nice. Actually, to be honest, the concept of this shoot is set for black and white. So maybe I will now set the picture profile to black and white. And since I am shooting in RAW plus JPEG, I am actually getting a RAW file that's colored and a JPEG file that's black and white. So at least now I can see how it's going to look like. Wait, I think I saw it already earlier. And there we go, black and white. Okay. Very nice. It looks better in black and white. Very nice. Okay, one more. Tilt your head there. Very nice. Look fantastic, babe. It's very nice. Actually, I think I want to get a bit more light in the background. And in order for me to do that, I don't want to touch the power anymore. So how am I going to make the light stronger and hit the background more so that I get a bit of separation from her to the background without having to add another light? What we can do is that I can actually remove half of the grid, which is basically making the light weaker also. And by removing half of that grid, you are technically spilling a bit of light towards this side of the background, but still keeping a gridded light to her face here, okay? So let's see how this one will turn out. There we go. See, now we get more light in the background and giving more definition on her hat, and giving more separation without having to add another light. Okay, one more. Like that. I like that. Tilt your head this way. You know, for black and white, you're actually a bit underexposed. Maybe I'll just make it a tad bit brighter, like 2/3 stop. And very nice. Not that too much, sorry. I'll bring it back to 1/8 power. Okay. Very nice. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. Tilt the head a bit more. Okay. Very nice. Very nice. And let's move the light a little bit here, just so that I can get more light there. And oh, very nice. And one final tweaking is I can actually put a reflector, just an ordinary foam board that I can hold this way, just so that I can get a bit more light in her face. So there we go, a beautiful fine art portrait using just one light. So again, what did I use? A Sony f60RM mounted on the Photix Cerberus. The modifier that I have is the Photix Raja Deep 60. One of the reasons why I like this modifier, especially the deep ones, because it focuses light more. And I wanted most of the light just on Coco's face. That's why I had a grid. But midway through the shoot, I decided that I wanted more light on the background to be able to create some separation. That's why I removed the grid, which I will show you guys now. I removed half of the grid there, as you can see. I removed half of the grid in order for that side of the light to be stronger, therefore hitting the background more, creating more separation with Coco from the background. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please do subscribe to the channel. And while you're at it, click that notification bell so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. And if you want to see more of my images or Coco's images, you could always follow me on Instagram. It's at Jiggie Alejandrino. Thank you very much again, babe. You look fantastic in these pictures. Until the next video.